What did you think, though, of the comments that Gasperini had? Because
I'm a little bit surprised.
You could say I agree with what you're saying, but also then you could just handle that behind closed doors or whatever, or maybe you could just let sleeping dogs lie and say, okay, fine, just don't do it again and we're done. But to go out into the press conference and say that and now make it public, for me,
but not only
smart.
that, he was extremist about it.
Very
He said one of the worst penalty kick takers I've ever seen. Yes, he had a really bad penalty kick once when for Fulham or against Everton against Fulham where he chipped. It was a horrendous Panenka. Like, sure, but this is a guy that scored a hat-trick in a Europa League final for you. He's beloved at the club, African Player of the Year. You're eliminated. It feels like you're projecting a little bit something else if you hang him out to dry the guy. He's the one that got you guys back into the game. I don't know. It seemed a little bit extreme.
And I will say, a lot of the question people say, well, why is Atalanta not always an automatic top 4 team? Why do they not always compete in Europe? Gasperini's the best. His net spend over his time there, whatever it is, 10, 11 years, is positive. What he's done, the way he's developed players, he is the club in a lot of respects, and he gets a lot of the credit. But if you want to look at his weak side is going after big-name players in his team. He's always had difficulty managing the big personalities and the big characteristics. It's like his way or the highway. And to come for me after Lookman and say those things, were for me, I think is unnecessary. Maybe he was frustrated. Obviously, we don't know the context exactly of how it was said. But I think it's just very unnecessary to go after your best player. He is your best player in the team. No question about it. To go after your best player over a big loss like that, when really that's probably not the story anyway. So a little awkward for me, a little unnecessary.